So with that, again, as we're rolling in, I do encourage you to add to the chat where you're from. As well, do be using Menti 591911892 throughout the session. I'll keep putting that up there. So if you don't get it right now, that's okay. And it's just so fabulous to have so many people joining us today and being here along this journey to help improve our own learning and development solutions as it relates to the engagement piece that comes through with videos. So with that, I do want to hear from you because as I mentioned, this is an experiential session that we're having today. As we're getting underway, would love you to continue putting in the chat where you're from, but I'm also really curious. I'm really curious to know, what is an ad you remember? So Lori or Casey or Chris or Ken or Diana and many others, I'm sure we all have a commercial that is stuck in your head still. You know, what might that be? Put that into the chat. We'd love to hear that. And a big thank you to everybody who's coming in from many parts of the world right now. So add to the chat, what is an ad that you remember? Oh, so Jason's saying the progressive ad with Mara and the dog part. Ah, and we've got a range of participants coming in from, which will be is neat because it's reflected right now in the ads. So continue to put into the chat an ad you remember. So whether you're from Lori, from Indiana, um, or others from Arkansas or Hamilton, ads are often regionally reflected. So we'll see this right now, even in the progressive ad, which sometimes is more regionally based. So we've got a mix of countries in our sessions today. So put in some more ads that you know, perhaps they're sticking there in your mind. Oh, the Coca-Cola Christmas ads on the song. I like to buy World of Coke. That's a pretty universal one that has vast appeal and seems to somehow stick in our minds. Beth is speaking about the FedEx ad that was text only during the Super Bowl, saying the content never made it to the ad in time for the Super Bowl. Ah, okay. I love that. We're going to connect to that, not only because I am intentionally showing some Super Bowl commercials, some old ones, and I've done advertising for Super Bowl commercials, but we'll connect to that because it's making you think differently about the idea, just like Ken's saying with the Apple ad, it's making you think differently. So keep putting into the chat some of the ads that you remember. Progressive is coming up a lot. Oh, Ken, where's the beef? Yes. I think that helps define a generation for Wendy's. And what's funny is it sticks. So it's been 30 years, and yet that message is continually to stay in our minds. Now, why is that? We are going to be unpacking that today. And Ken, yes, this does define a different generation. And we can apply those same thinking into now, even within the myriad, even more so now, because there's a myriad of different ways to communicate. We're speaking about adjacent, like video and things adjacent to that. So the techniques I'm sharing today, just like our media's changed over the years, so will these insights. Nonetheless, they're applicable for everything. So what makes these things stick is really what we're unpacking today. There's a reason why Ken can remember the What's the Beef Wendy's ad after so many years. We'll be unpacking that as it relates to some of the drama that's with it, as it relates to the sickness of the benefit. Where's the beef? Encapsulated in something catchy. And that's really the essence of how we're going to be translating things from the world of marketing into the world of learning and development, because that's in my secret. So my big secret is I used to be a marketer. So I'm so sorry for making you buy more Doritos. Yeah, that was me. For making you buy more Mr. Clean or Swiffer or Olay. Sorry. Making you buy more Sun Chips. Sorry. I was the one that was, from a marketing perspective, changing behavior. And with my agencies who produce the commercials on my behalf, we created effective ways of changing people's behavior through the use of video. And I'm going to be sharing specifically what those are. In particular, I'll be sharing those within the lens of learning development. So now I've moved back to the good side, where myself and my team have the privilege of working with organizations across North America to drive effective learning solutions. So, within our time today, we won't be talking about a talking head video. We're not, or to explain a video, or a talking head video, or even a how-to video. There's a particular reason why commercials are as they are, why there's a very deliberate short frame with which to convey that message. That's what we'll be unpacking today. And all these are techniques that you will be able to use in any learning solution that you have. We'll focus on video. It's great for this multisensorial experience, but these are the same techniques we can use more broadly. So specifically, we'll be looking at the two hooks that make the learning content memorable. Look at the four ways of this idea of a video concept, and then two ways to using drama to do this. And we'll capture that within the two parts. The first part is all about this video concept, so key within the world of advertising. And then secondly, we'll look at drama, also very key. So with that, I'm going to be sharing a video right now. There is sound. Specifically, as you watch this, I would love you to tell me what you think about this as a learning video. It seems like the sound's not doing. So let me. Says there's sound, but let me try this again. Thanks for letting me know. Okay, is there sound?
This video is going to go over a lot of information.
Okay.
Please don't panic. You're not being tested on it.
Okay, good. There's sound. Thank you.
But everything being presented here is truly being shared with you to help you expand your understanding of what all is possible for us as 21st century teachers to reach our students, to create environments that empower them to go out and grow more gray matter and be involved and be engaged and present in their own learning and the learning that's taking place around them so they can continue to add to the exponential growth of knowledge in this world. Knowledge, skill, understanding, ability. So again, there's a lot here. You're probably going to want to take notes. That's why this is a video, so you easily can start and stop and start and stop. We'll be talking about social learning theory. We'll be talking about Vygotsky, Bandura, Maslow, Wenger, Engstrom. We'll be talking about Bloom's. There's a lot here. So if you don't have a cup of coffee, you might want to get one before we get started.
Okay. Love to put in the chat what was good or bad about this video. A hug, as Ken said. Yeah. What did you like or what did you not like about this particular video? She even Ken says, yes, she even said this is gonna be a long one. You might as well get your cup of coffee. The background's distracting. Yeah, it is. I mean, it's real and it's relatable, but it's very distracting. What else did you like or not like about this video? didn't capture my attention up front. Yes, it, and as Linda's saying, it started about very dramatic. It talked about things the audience would care about, but then she just kept on talking, and she just kind of lost me, as Ken said. Um, yeah, and Beth's saying the same. Like it, I don't know if she's, and then even from a camera perspective, as Kim is noting, it's too up close, the audio is not clear, it's easily distracting. Um, and imagine how this is for the learners who actually need this material, who actually need this to impart to others. The poor quality video doesn't help. The whole construct of this doesn't help. I can't imagine going through this as a 2-hour session, and yet this is exactly what is happening in the world as it relates to learning. Um, and I'm curious now. She said some very specific things. What's your takeaway? What did you take away from what she said? Or not? What could you take away? Hmm. Yes, Megan said the takeaway was this is going to be very long. Maybe not quite what the speaker was intending, or as Brigida saying is like I actually didn't take away anything. Kim's echoing the same. I don't know what she said, but and Lori's really conveying the feeling that's unintentionally coming through here is I'm going to hate this training. So again, if we think to our learners are in that same boat. We have the opportunity to do different. Contrast that with this video from Sarah Dewar. She wrote this about her late mother, and it's in her own voice. Very simple. I love your thoughts.
My mom has Alzheimer's. Over the past few years, I've noticed some subtle changes in the way we communicate with each other. As her disease progresses, those changes are becoming more noticeable. 5 years ago, this would have been a normal conversation path for the two of us. We travel along the conversational path together, side by side. Admittedly, sometimes I would get distracted and stray from the path. I think that's pretty normal. Now, it's different. We might start on the same path, but soon Mum finds an old path to travel along. I hop over to that path and join her there. Then she finds another old path. It doesn't mean that we aren't having a conversation and that we aren't traveling down a path. It's just that the path changes as we talk. Mum will revisit the same landmark several times, so I just have to back up and join her there. I naturally want to resume where we left off, but for Mum, this is where the conversation is. These old paths are good for Mum. She knows them well and they're comfortable for her. When we chat, I let her choose the path, or paths, and enjoy the conversation as we travel along. If she revisits the same place more than once, I treat it as if it was the first time, for both of us.
Love your thoughts on what was good or bad, or your takeaway message on that. I know, or even what you're feeling. Yeah, I can sing. I can relate. Very powerful. Yeah. 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 That intentionality that she put behind that could make it very, very relatable, and very emotional, as Linda's saying. Um, yeah. And as Kim's saying, just what a clear description of what she's experienced with her mom. The visuals Dan has picked up are very key. The visuals are important. Very, very simple. Very simple. But they're actually conveying the whole idea of the message threads, the message conversations, the message paths. That's very important. And then what was your takeaway from this video that you just saw? As Beth saying, I was teaching how to be with someone with Alzheimer's, and very memorable. Yeah, exactly. Felt the ending a little disjointed. Fair enough. Totally fair enough. Totally agree with that. And then Ken is saying that passion and understanding is really coming through. Um, oh yeah, fair enough. And this is very helpful as we're discussing the good and the bad. Megan's saying that the visuals would make it easy to follow. I think it was done in Camtasia. People often ask me that. The problem is the bright greens, the lines are quite hard on the eyes. Fair point. Um, and what's interesting is all of this, what you did is actually all centered around this idea of the video concept. Um, so I'm going to share these. You don't need to master these, but these will serve as the creative transformation of the purpose of the video. So the purpose is really of the video concepts. It's the inspiration for the video. So it's like the one sentence that describes the theme of the video, and it may be carried throughout. For that example, I would say would be someone with Alzheimer's. Those conversations paths can vary. We can jump between those conversations paths. And why that's important with that idea in mind, okay, conversation paths. Then it can really help to bring to life the whole essence of the video in a new and more memorable way. So it actually changes behavior. I've shared this example with you.
You get used to pet odors in your car. You smell nothing, but your passengers smell this. Eliminate odors you've gotten used to for up to 30 days with the Febreze car vent clip.
Wow, it smells good in here.
So you and your passengers can breathe happy.
So with this, any thoughts on what the video concept is? This is hard. The essence here is the idea that pet odors can overtake your car. So I also used to work on Febreze. The essence here is this being the video concept. Pet odors can overtake your car. Makes sense. That becomes a springboard with which to, in this case, overly dramatize this moppy sheepdog, carefully chosen visuals to depict that. So this creative transformation of the purpose of the video has a lot of importance to help carry this one-line story that your entire video is based around. I'm going to share, this will be a Menti, this will be in the Menti. And importantly, as you look at this, pay attention to what the video concept of this might be. And I'll be asking a multiple choice question.
Hey, don't forget we're going to my parents this weekend.
I have to work.
Well, it's another weekend ruined.
Look, I can't just say no.
Keep your voice down. Kira is right there.
But what do you want me to do? Quit my job, Joanne?
Of course I don't
You know
want
we
you to
both
quit
need to
your
work.
job.
I'm gonna be late.
Kids bring the things that affect their mental wellness with them everywhere they go. What are your kids bringing with them?
So if you could go to the Menti 59191892 and add in what you think the purpose of like the video concept is. Is it either mental stressors affect your children's future opportunities? Kids bring the things influencing mental wellness with them everywhere they go, or mental wellness issues affect 1 in 5. Now I see you in there already. Okay, let's see. So, and again, these are not easy. This is not an easy concept. The majority, yeah, actually, everybody seems to really get this. Yeah, the majority, and you're right, is the kids bring the things influencing mental wellness with them everywhere they go. It's not necessarily just the facts that mental illness issues affect 1 in 5, but it's the thinking broader that here's this idea that, kids bring mental illness with them that can be served as the springboard for ideas, hence in this example, the changing environment behind her. Clearly, it's dramatizing what that concept is. And then any thoughts? What do you think of this video? Like it, not like it? Put into the chat any thoughts you have on this particular video. Often I see that people pick up on the relatedness of it, or even just a new way of thinking about it. As Ken's saying, it's especially impactful with the facial responses. And Joseph is saying it's very powerful and surprising. That juxtaposition becomes really surprising. A very simple technique. They're just panning out. That's it. They're just panning out, as Jason is saying. But that actually was the point, and that was some of the drama. So it becomes that connection to the kitchen and classroom experience became very memorable. A lot of the good examples I'm sharing with you today are very intentionally low budget. So Sarah Dewara's video, this one here is a nonprofit. Everything's very intentionally low budget. And that's my point, is that these are not concepts that are relegated only to a large marketing budget, actually. These are concepts that can be used within any learning solution to help drive impact. So the idea of the video concept becomes this creative transformation of the benefit. And we'll look at the 4 things to make an effective video concept and sequence. The first one being is that it must be about the learning purpose, or there's no point. This sounds obvious, but this actually happens a lot, that things are not, even within the advertising world and also within the learning development world. So I'm going to share 2 examples, and there will be a Menti that goes with this as well. So thank you for that last one. There will be the Menti that goes with the next one. And in particular, I want you to be thinking about, as it'll show here, which one is going to be focused on the video purpose. One and number 2. And again, using the Menti 59191892, or just put into the chat. The second example is offensive, so I'm going to give you a heads up.
It keeps you awake at night. It causes you stress. Debt. No one else sees it, but it's always there, just hanging around and weighing you down.
Get debt off your back. The Credit Counseling Society is a non-profit service that's helped thousands of Canadians solve their debt problems. It's confidential, it's free, and it works. Call the Credit Counseling Society. All you've got to lose is your debt.
So it went fast. We caught some of the messages that were there. Okay. Now, it's the next example, which is a Super Bowl example, so similar to what Beth was saying, and I produce Super Bowl, and so I know what the costs are. This one is, like, I find offensive. So heads up on this one. And it was a Super Bowl commercial. It's an older commercial on purpose.
Ching Ching, we have no customers, no sales. We're going out of business.
Ling Ling, I am not going back to the zoo.
Then we need a sales miracle.
Panda Psychic, help! We need customers.
Tell Ling Ling to get 100 free sales leads at salesgenie.com. And stop eating the bamboo furniture.
Wow, look at all these sales leads. Thank you, Sales Genie. Hey kids, you want to go see the grizzly bears at the zoo? For 100 free sales leads, go to salesgenie.com.
Okay, so put into the Menti, which one is focused on the purpose? So both have drama. There's both, both is a clear concept. Which one in this case is more focused on the purpose? And the bonus, if you can happen to identify what the purpose is of each of them. As you do that, what's interesting in the first example, and put through into the chat anything that you particularly liked about that example. What's interesting is it actually won awards. So it changed behavior. So the phone calls for help increased 21%. And appointments were up 22% and awareness was up 73%. As Jason's saying, the second one was like, yeah, it's so cringy. It just really doesn't hold up, and is abysmal to think that media spend on that. Unlike the FedEx example that Beth shared at the opening, where the FedEx example also low budget, but the whole point being it was text only, saying that, oh, the creative wasn't submitted in time. FedEx on time, the connection there, hence they had a very low budget, a not complete ad. So the entire purpose, the entire video concept was 100% on the purpose, getting deliveries on time. In this example here, you've hit it. So any thoughts on what you're seeing about how the first example from credit counseling is about the purpose of credit counseling? Yeah, Jason's saying. The point is to bring attention to how burdensome a problem was and to provide an effective solution. And Beth illustrates that further. The purpose is get debt off your back. Get debt off your back. The second one, she's, yeah, you're correct. It is sell more, but it's, the execution was quite poor. And then as Joseph was saying, the first one's really relatable. So anyone debt knows what that feels like and wants relief. So that depiction of like the debt on your back. And that's really key to creating this video concept. So this second step captures everything you've just said. The whole point is that it's heart or mind opening. So it makes you feel different or makes you think about the concept, the training point, in a new and more motivational way. I'll illustrate this with two examples. The first one is a typical commercial. It'd be a commercial example. And the second one I'll illustrate through a learning example. And so as you watch this, let me know what you feel.
I'll always take care of you. Hey, little bear. You gonna be a good boy?
Don't worry, down about the rest of our lives.
From this day forward.
Through thick and thin, come on, baby. I'll be there by your side. Oh.
I'm gonna love you forever.
Hey, bear.
Maybe put into the chat what you are feeling. You're also welcome to use the Menti for that, but you can also just put it through to the chat. What are you feeling upon seeing that? Love anything with dogs. Yes. Brigitte saying, sadness. Every time I've seen this so many times and I still get goosebumps. It's like, how is that possible? Kim's really speaking to the point of view of the dog. Pulls on the heartstrings. So that relatableness, it makes you think about this concept. It's heart and mind opening. Thinks about the concept in a new and motivational way, especially if you lost your dog of old age. You know, this totally connected to those heartstrings, and the intent of providing the best possible for your family member by using Farmer's Dog Foods. The video concept being that this family member, your pet, is there with you through all of life. You can provide that duration of life by using their products. So this emotion really comes through. I'm going to contrast this emotion with a different other emotion from a learning example. So the next, as I mentioned, a lot of their concepts today are they work with videos, but they are broader than that. They can be used in many different types of learning interactions. The next evolution I'm seeing across the industry seems to be this two-way interaction. So it's like the next generation of video. Many, many ways of doing this, whether you're doing it, programming it yourself within your e-learning course. There's a variety of different tools out there that allow you to do it. The point I wanted to convey is that you can have your learners experience emotions in these two-way interactions, even when you're not there right in front of them, like I am right now trying to elicit emotions in you. This can be done on their own. I'm going to share with you an example of that. So in this example, I will have a conversation with my direct report. So he submitted a client project. I just heard from the client. She's mad because it's not to standards. She's not blaming me for, the work my team submitted. I asked my direct report to send it to me in advance. He didn't, and he didn't even copy me on the email to her. Like, I'm just finding out about this now. So not cool. Okay. And I need to have a talk about him with this because I don't want to step in again. So let me convey this idea. Let me show you how this two-way emotions. I'm sharing audio.
Hey, thanks for calling back. I've just finished lunch, so you've got great timing.
Yeah, it's Danielle. I want to talk to you about the report you just sent.
Of course, Danielle. What's on your mind?
Well, I just heard from our client. She's so mad. She said the report's crappy, Mike. I'm not sure why you submitted such poor quality work.
Look, I'm going to stop you right there. You praised every deliverable I've sent in the last 6 months, and now suddenly the work is crappy because the client had an issue you never flagged to me beforehand. I need clarity on what actually changed between yesterday and today because this feels like a setup.
A setup. Mike, why are you submitting poor quality work? Like, you knew this was high stakes. Like,
I knew it was high stakes because you told me it was high stakes, but you never communicated what high stakes actually meant in terms of expectations or review criteria. And frankly, I don't have time to unpack this right now with a client deliverable due in 2 hours. So let's schedule a proper conversation and I'll send you my calendar link.
Fine. Bye. Fine. Whatever. Fine. Yeah, I should not. You didn't even copy me. You sent it. You shouldn't have sent it. So so what this whole role play is doing within me is like eliciting a lot of my emotions, and then I've the opportunity to be assessed. Maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe I should have calmed down before doing that conversation. Maybe I should have said. This actually instead of immediately accusing. I was immediately accusing. Come on, I wasn't. I guess I was. Okay. So this is like our next generation. Now I'm like all mad. This is our next generation of conveying emotion within two-way interactions to create that memorable change in behavior that comes when you can elicit reactions in your learners. Now I need to take a deep breath to just was really conveying emotions in me. I was getting really sad. Now I'm getting really angry and upset. And all of that is a power that we can intentionally do when we're using emotions as part of the concept of our pieces. Any questions on that? Because what makes this all work is whether it's the use of emotions, all everything's within the concept, is they all have to be meaningful to participants. So this comes to play with something we're already really good at in learning and development is our audience analysis. So that first when we saw the kids bring the mental wellness issues everywhere they go, put into the chat or give a thought as who is the audience for that? This should be fairly straightforward because we're generally pretty good at this within learning and development about knowing our audience. So Lydia, that software I used was my own software beyond role plays. And in that software, or whomever would be creating it, in this case I was creating it, very intentional to know my audience as well. All of this comes into play. In this case, yes, our audience, the audience for the kids that bring the mental wellness issues with them everywhere they go is indeed parents. So that goes without saying. So we as learning development get that right often, but others beyond that typically don't get that so right. And then as Latanya's saying is that wasn't AI conversations. Every time it's just a fully different conversation. And how do I know the emotion to adjust or the expected or desired behavior? So every scenario is expert created, and this particular platform to elicit exactly the emotions that are needed. So that one is deliberately intended to be evoking emotion because the character is well, it depends on how you convey it. It's just a difficult character to maneuver around. So if you're not practicing the skills your organization wants you to practice, some de-escalation and empathy, then the character goes like that, and he will really elicit emotions just like he did in me. If instead I'm actually practicing the skills I'm supposed to be practicing, the conversation goes much different. If I plan like I'm supposed to, as I've learned in the accompanying training, then the conversation goes quite different, and it won't elicit all these like negative reactions in me, and he's more tempered. So the expected outcome or the behavior is already is deliberately derived. So while the conversation's flowing, it's very intentional as to what emotions are supposed to be conveyed or not. And who knows how it goes? Every single time it's different. And that differentness also comes through in the distinctiveness I'm speaking about here. So the point is that it is distinctive, it's different. This example here is a technical training video. But think about, and this preambles it, think about how it's a bit different than a regular technical training video.
Maybe a little this, maybe not, maybe yes.
Hey, chef, what are you making?
Oh, I'm making a masterpiece. I am making a beautiful creation.
I don't mean to interrupt, but you're taking a lot of liberties with those ingredients. Is that how all great chefs cook?
Well, no. Well, sometimes yes, sometimes no. I live and create on the edge. When I'm in the kitchen, my sanctuary, I like to improvise. I don't like to be held back with recipes or ingredients.
You know, this is a lot like when I work on video projects without a shot list. Sometimes they go really well, but a lot of times they just get really messy.
That's not how I thought that would go.
A shot list is a lot like an ingredient list. Without it, you'll never know what will end up in your video or your recipe.
Ha! Well, I don't know how you video people do it with your, what's it called, shot list, but I've got it all right up here. You see, when I'm in the kitchen, I like to just kind of wing it.
So intentionally cheesy as part of it. But would love your thoughts on what is being done to actually make this particular video more memorable. If given realizing it is a technical, like it sets up a technical training video, a how-to video. So to use a metaphor to illustrate the concept, proves a video creator has expertise, or it intentionally uses semiotic and subliminal messages. And again, as I'm showing very intentionally throughout everything today, even in the AI generated platform, which is mine, everything, that example too, everything is pretty intentionally designed to be cost effective. So we're not talking big budgets here. So yes, and that's important because the idea of a metaphor is free. Like it doesn't cost you anything to do a metaphor, but the metaphor allows us to have a way of better conveying a sticky message. And that sticky message comes through to help with recall. So when you think about those videos that we just saw, which ones, take a pause to just think about which ones you can recall the message, like what was it even trying to convey? Take a mental pause and think about which one do I remember the message of? Most likely it's the three that even after this event, you will see these visuals and you will actually recall what these are about because those are the three important ones, because they have an effective video concept. So as a takeaway, it's the idea of having your videos narrowly focused on the, or even your e-learning, focus on the learning purpose and eliminate everything else. And strive to incorporate these moments that are like mind and heart opening, whether it is a video, an interactive experience, or whatnot. And everything should be meaningful to participants, that relevancy comes through, and do try to be distinctive with purpose. And this all culminates in the drama on the learning point, which is the second key hook. We've been speaking about drama through a lot of our time today. The drama, in essence, I'll unpack it though. The drama is the memorable action that happens in the video. And it helps you capture, sustain, and reward the audience attention. So, as we've shared in the past, if you can recall this example, how was drama showed in this example? How did they visually depict some of the concepts? Think back, and hopefully you can recall the message. So it's a function of how effective was this ad to have you recall it. And then put into the chat how they were conveying the concept. Ken got it. Joseph's saying, yes, remember all the one. Remember the panda one for the wrong reasons. Yeah, that's actually a really good point, Joseph. Really good point. So often especially within commercials, and you'll see within training as well, people think, oh, well, at least they remember it. No. It's irrelevant. If they're remembering it for the wrong reasons, that's not useful. You do not want people to remember your training for the wrong training points. You want them to remember the learning points. So just as Ken is saying here, he's remembering the learning point, which is getting debt off your back. And this came to life in so many different things, even like just the fact that he's wearing red and he's got an apple and he's always constantly weighing her down. This is effective drama. And it's, just we said, the learning purpose is dramatized. And we're not overusing any of the drama, doing drama for drama's sake, and that message is depicted. So think about where the drama was in this video.
Lonely, I'm Mr. Lonely. I have nobody for my own. I'm lonely, I'm Mr. Lonely. Wish I had someone for my own. I'm lonely, I'm Mr. Lonely.
Go visit our website. So maybe put to the either the chat or into Menti 59191892 how drama was used. This is not easy, okay? So drama was screen time is shown taking away from playtime, or that our active pastimes are being abandoned for screen time, or maybe drama is being shown by this outdoor gear shown loud emoticons and music. And here Lydia saying, love the humor at the end. Don't visit our website. Brigitte and Joseph are saying, great, powerful video. It's going to be screen time. Yeah, I've got a teen in my house. I got the screen time. So this is all about how to use effective drama. And again, this is not easy. So keep putting that through. So I would actually say they're purposely using drama. The point of the video, like the brief screen times, taking away from playtime. This is what the implications of that are. This is actually the video concept, the second one. And then how I'm bringing it to life. I'm using outdoor gear to show that they're lonely. That's how I'm intentionally using drama. And as we continuing to consider how to make effective drama, needs to be about the video concept. I'm going to show two more ads and tell me which one you think is effective. And then this is a Menti for this as well. So think about which one is most effective. A or B. yogurt.
Hey, Amanda. Sorry to bother you, but I gotta take a sick day.
Moms don't take sick days. Moms take Dayquil, the non-drowsy coughing, aching fever, sore throat, stuffy head, power through your day medicine.
So if you go to the Menti to add in which one you think had effective drama, and then as you are doing that, you can put into the chat any thoughts you have on any of those videos. Yes. So I think number 2 did have effective drama as well. That juxtaposition is kind of fun. Like I didn't realize. I thought she's speaking for the coworker, not the ultimate boss. If you have a young one. Any thoughts on that first video? People typically have some of the same reactions. Besides, like, did I miss something? Yeah, Joseph's saying, I don't get how the first one has anything to do with yogurt. Yeah, most people think that. It's an equity. So I just, because I know being in marketing for so many decades, it's an equity building ad. And I would, there's a lot of ads out there that are not driving their ROI as they should be. Let me just say that. Kim said, got lost in translation. Yeah, it's a North American ad though. Who brings yogurt to the beach? That's true. So the point of an effective ad, like if you're gonna, or an effective learning video that we're speaking, we have limited budgets. Like it has to be effective. The drama has to be on the learning point. We can't do drama for drama's sake. If people don't remember it, it doesn't matter. Similarly to the examples that we've been sharing so far, and the examples you shared at the beginning, where's the beef? The whole point, the gruffness of the characters, the fact this message has endured for decades. The whole point is that it's where's the beef? And like that's the point. The point is there's beef in Wendy's burgers. The yogurt, yeah, it's drama. It's very interesting drama. It just is not about the point of the e-learning or the point of the video or the point of the ad. And then the third element is to use emotions to convey visuals. So this really helps make the message stick. And I would say lovely to take advantage of generative AI or Google to help springboard ideas. We don't have excuses anymore to have images that don't necessarily reinforce our message. I'll share an example of that through this. And as I do, think about how visuals and all the drama, everything we're speaking about, has been used. I'll play just a snippet of this from Kathy Moore. So how do you think drama was used in this? What did you notice in terms of some of the elements? The learner sped up. Yes, right? What else are you seeing here? Straightforward, just that conveyed sentiment. Yeah, that's true, right? That's really true. It was like the hero's journey. And what were the hero? It's so relatable. And you notice anything as it relates to some of the exaggerated? So as he is saying, is some of the drama, it's the exaggeration, that intentional exaggeration that's there. Oh, and we as learning development professionals, we know we're really here for those learners. So it's interesting that there is this intentionality of us, Kenneth is saying, that music sets up the text, and it's like over the top music even. So everything is exaggerated. The whole point of this piece of video is this tension, this drama. That is what conveys this message, and that is what makes it memorable. And the fact that it checks the box and everything else we've learned about. Likewise, this other example from Sarah Dewar, she also visualized the message, as we discussed further, with his conversation paths and being able to visually show her concepts. So the takeaways from the video drama are really, ensure that your videos or your e-learning or your whatever you're doing, everything is really on that learning point. Like the drama, when pieces always should have drama within them. Again, it's that the intersection of the learning point brought to life. They need to be in the learning point. And don't use drama just for the sake of drama. And push yourself to use visuals to cut down on text, to convey the concept in a new way. And as Kim's really pointing on the last example with the save the world from bad training, the animation of the trainer is a clear depiction of how the video drama is used, with the hitting the head of the laptop. So it's unexpected, it's over the top, and everything is checking the box here on these 3 takeaways to make for an effective drama. So we've looked at the 2 elements of the video concept and what that entails. And then we looked how drama really wraps around that to create an effective learning experience. I'm going to share one final example with you, which will pull together a lot of what we've discussed. I would love your thoughts as to what makes this particular piece effective.
While spry and agile, the young gazelle is no match for the raw speed of the magnificent cheetah. However, outfit a human with a pair of Skechers Go Run 2 running shoes, and you never know what might happen. Introducing Skechers Go Run 2 with midfoot strike technology. They're designed for speed.
Any thoughts there? Any reactions and thoughts? So is it effective because it's using a National Geographic special for drama and realism? Again, put to the chat, or you can use Menti as on the screen. The drama. So it's the drama, which is humor, reinforces how you can be in tune with nature. The video concept is about the shoe's benefit. Skechers gives you super speed. Or it's all about what can happen in real life. Lots happening within that video. So yeah, Virgil is saying it uses comedy, very intentional emotion of humor. Well done. The humor in this is, humor can be dicey at times, or something not dicey. It can be pointless, or it can be not land well. Humor is pretty, the comedies is pretty fun and effective. I definitely would say that. I'll put through to the chat if otherwise you think, what makes this effective? Is it this National Geographic special? Let's see. I kind of didn't take any of the commercials seriously. Yes, absolutely. You shouldn't. The whole point was this kind of over the top, unexpected, memorable. Yes. So I would actually argue it's effective because the video concept is about the shoe's benefit. The Skechers gives you super speed. The other elements are elements around that. And again, these are hard concepts. The whole point is that it's actually about the video concept. Skechers gives you super speed. So having somebody run as fast as a cheetah is in a very, very over the top, funny juxtaposition, this unexpectedness, that whole drama around that makes us remember it. And Kim's having some relatedness with this as well. So altogether, it's effective because the video concept creatively depicts a purpose, and the whole drama is on the learning point, just like we can do for our own learning solutions. So with that, I'd love you to put into the chat any of your takeaways. And as you start thinking about your takeaways, think about what you can do or what you want to remember a year from now. And as a thank you, I have a summary. The first is a summary, a bonus video that unpacks in 1 minute an additional key benefit, a key way to use videos within learning, and a full infographic that's pretty fun. And then if you want to feel how emotion can unfold in this case a role play, there's a link for free. Just message me on LinkedIn. I'm happy to give you free access. You yourself can feel the different types of emotions. Some of them make me cry or make me feel bad about myself, and some of them get me mad. There's just so many different fun ways of evoking emotions within our learners themselves. So happy to answer any questions and happy to be so grateful and thankful of your time. I really appreciate everybody. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. You can be reached on LinkedIn, and you can otherwise access the summary resource from there as well.